All right, well, today we're going to be talking about KVCore. I'm going to share my screen with you and talking about listings. So we're going to go in and let's see if it's on this one. Share the screen. There we go. Okay. So if we go into your Mac Center, right, up here, that's your maccenter.com. This is your main profile. Okay. One of the biggest things in KVCore is making sure that you have clients, that your clients are in there. I'm going to scroll down just for a second. We're going to go right into the platform Max Tech. I say right into it. Okay. Once our Boldtrail KVCore comes up, we're going to see what your objectives are today. You could build your pipeline, boost your most powerful assets, which are your listings. Okay, here you could, these are different playbooks. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the left-hand side, and you see this is your dashboard. And then if you go down to marketing, you're going to come up with all the marketing tools that is available. One of the things that I think gets forgotten is that agents outside of REMAX pay a lot of money for KVCore Boldtrail to have this CRM access. This is given to you through REMAX and really should be using these systems in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down and you see present. Present is where you are going to go in to get everything ready for a listing, to come up with your numbers and or for a buyer to make sure things are correct, right? So you can send this out as a buyer consult and also as a listing. Today we're going to be covering listings. So if you click on Core Present, it says get ready to win. Some of you from the regular KVCore would remember this. It says getting ready to win. And once this pops up, let me get this down, moved out of my main screen here. Can I? There we go. Okay. So get ready to win. You're going to pick a presentation below to get started. Okay. If you're working with sellers, this is the seller side. If you're working with buyers, this is the buyer side. And this here is just presentations for just in general, right? So, but again, we're going to work on sellers today. So we're going to go down and hit start. If you have your computer with you, feel free to get up to that spot. Okay. In here, I'm going to I have a house that I have listed, but I wanted to make sure to double check the numbers that this system automatically generates. So this one here, I'm just going to put in 3162 South Centerville Road. Okay, center. In Centerville. Oh, come on. Where'd you go? Okay. And then we're going to click next. Okay. It's going to populate over, and this here is where you just want to confirm and update, just like you would with RPR. You want to make sure that those numbers are correct. Okay, so this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1840 square foot living space according to the property card, and it was built in 1967. So we're going to hit next and go to the comparable details.
Hold on, I want to catch up. So I'm on dashboard.
Hold, please.
And then go to
I'm going to say we'll mark this later.
Okay.
So you're going to go down here. You're going to go to Boldtrail.
Okay.
In Boldtrail.
And I go to
I'm recording this. Once this comes up, you're going to go down here to marketing, and you're going to go to present. You're welcome. And that's where I am now. So Suzette, you have a listing. So I would just go ahead and type in that address, okay, for one of your listings. So in here to the left, it says you could do it automatically or you could do it manually. If you click on manual, it's going to ask for you to put in those MLS numbers. And if you already know, like you have some comparables that for some reason this isn't picking up. But for this scenario, we're just going to go into the autofill. Right now, this map is going out 1 mile radius. And if we come down, this is what you want to look at. There's 2 total matches down here. There are 0 coming soon. Green is active, 0 pending, and 1 sold. Okay, but we've only gone out 1 mile. For this particular location, I'm going to go out 5 miles and then see what it looks like in that radius. Now look at all the different comps that have come up. Okay, this here now tells us 0 coming soon. As we all know, this is something that's coming in the future here in the next few weeks. We have 8 active matches, 9 are pending, and 20 have sold in that area. So what we do is come up over here and just double check your auto. It's a property type is single family. Your bed count is a 3. That's all that I have on here right now is a 3 count. Okay. If you wanted to do a 3 to 4, you're going to pull this and go 3 to 4. Okay. But because we have so many comps already just in the 3 status, we're just going to stay right with the 3 bedroom. Does that make sense? Okay. Total baths. This here, they do from 1 to 10 baths. If you keep it like this, when you send this off on email, it's going to say that you did a search from 1 to 10 bathrooms, right? So I'm just going to go 1 to, let's go 1 to 2 and let's see what our, so we have 7 actives, 8 pending, 17 solds. It's a great comp analysis right there. So we're going to keep this. We could even move this to it's just a 2 because it is a 2 bedroom. Okay, and it actually gave us more. All right, square footage. This is your range. If you're not, oh, got my bathrooms all screwed up again. All right, square footage. You could see where it's given it up plus or minus 20%. Okay, if for any reason you are not coming up with enough matches here, you can move your mile radius out some to, let's just say, a 10 mile. Okay, but as we can see, there's so much more here, and we're really out of what appraisers would use at that point. So I'm just going to go back to my 5 mile a moment. If you're still not coming up with matches, you may need to alter your square footage. If you have one that's over the top of square footage or really small, you may need to broaden that search. Don't forget, Dimitri, tell Mima that we're recording this. Year built, okay, it was 1967. Close dates, okay, right now we're looking only pull comps that have sold within the last 0 to 6 months. Okay. Lot size you can also change up. Okay. And then if you had that 1 or 2 perfect comp that you want to make sure it's pulled in here, you can enter in the MLS ID here. Okay. Once you have built that up, you're just going to go over and click the next button, which says build your CMA. Just waiting for it to finish populating. There we go. So this here is going to come up. It's going to say pricing analysis prepared for this property on today's date. The comps that it pulled, total 30 comparables were used in this analysis. Okay, the criteria, this is where if you kept the 1 to 10 baths, it's going to say that that was your search criteria. So here it's living space between 1472 and 2208, 3 bed, 2 bath. If for any reason right here it comes up and it says the 10 bath, you could just edit it right here and then go back and change that. Okay. If we come down, we're looking here at view as your total pricing of what they sold for. So red's the closed, green are actives, yellow are pendings, and the blues are coming soon. So you're going to see that on here. Okay. You could also search it if you're looking for price per square foot. You could also maneuver it price per square foot. We're doing this in particular to actually send off on email for a pre-listing. So we're just going to go back to total prices sold. Okay. Underneath here, it's going to give you your market assessment. The average monthly list and sale price is $231,114. Average list price of all monthly activity and pending comparables. The market is fresh right now. This is really big for coming in any time of the year, really, is whether it's a fresh market or it's a stale market. The average activity comparable has been on the market for 13 weeks. Half of the closing comparables took less than 46 days on the market, though. It shows the average price per square foot. Pricing rate of change is that the average rate of change between list price and recorded price of sold is down 3%. So we're still getting everything that we would on RPR. Okay. And the current active shelf life of a home is 89 days in Centerville. Once we have completed this, I have to move myself over here. Now we're going to, you can do save just that CMA, but we are working on the presentation part today. So just go ahead and click on create presentation at that point. I keep moving myself back and forth here. All right. Try to get myself moved up. There we go. So there's different types of presentation settings. You can emphasis on agent default. You can click on that. There's other things, contingent. So for someone who's looking for to purchase a home or sell contingent upon them finding one. I'm shopping for you. The order of this report is designed for the I'm shopping for you seller. For this seller, it is not a question of timing or value. The seller is committed to sell. Their only hurdle is choosing who the right agent to list with. So, and then this one here is make me a list. So there's all different types that you can go into where, so we're just going to go into default. There's a traditional theme, a modern theme, and a luxury theme. I personally like the modern one. Go ahead in and play. Dimitri likes that one as well. So I'm going to stick here with the theme model for here, and we're going to go into the mode to present. You could also just do CMA, and you could do a single page review. All right, but we're going to stay in the present mode. To the right, this is where we're going to email this pre-listing appointment off to them. Or if you're getting ready to put together a booklet to have a printed listing presentation, you would go into the PDF where it's going to come out in booklet form. Okay. But for here, we're going to go back to the website. In this presentation, there's 6 sections and 22 slides, and you can drag and drop thumbnails to reorder slides in your presentation. All right, we're going to briefly click through these. I want you to go back through and spend some time on that. But second one, the value of an agent. Okay, it talks about Remax. Here it shows Remax agent productivity versus the name brands. We're coming up on a slide here where it's real important for the entire office to input your clients into KVCore, okay? And we're going to show what that means. By you not putting your clients into KVCore, you're hurting yourself and the office, and this is why. This here talks about how we market your home, online listings, social media, print materials, target internet ads, how many franchises. We're going to go through a couple of this. Children's Miracle Network. Now we come down to the comparable market analysis. This here shows what we had just done, okay? How we found them, what the homes are, and the date we did this. So we're going to go in next. It's going to show again that slide of where these homes fell into the pricing range. It's going to tell them 231, 114. It's a fresh market, just like we talked about. So this is all now comes up for them to see. Why pricing correctly is important. I love this slide. When you're with someone, even if you don't bring this presentation or you don't bring the hard copied presentation, you definitely want to bring at least this piece of paper, right? 15% below market value, okay? 10% below market value if you're priced at the market value. So this is how many buyers are going to come. If you go 10% over what we're saying that the market analysis is, you've just cut your entire people coming in to view your home down. So this is educating them. And again, we're going to send this out to them prior to us going to meet with them. So here's the house in Centerville. Okay. And it talks about buyer demand. Here you can click on, and this is interactive for them as well, the comparable supply. We're going to turn it on. They're in a lower shade, so there's a lower number of buyers looking for that type of home in this area versus this area. Okay. They can play with this, they can maneuver it in this. It's an interactive presentation that you're sending them. So just like I said, this is why your people need to be put into KVCore. I have interested buyers searching in this area. Our office works with both buyers and sellers and keeps up to date funnels of interest. Our office at the Crossing, there are 480 online engagements with RE/MAX at the Crossing through our websites. Okay, that's our clients are in there. It funnels down to 95 of those in KVCore at RE/MAX at the Crossing. That 95 online engagements are near that home. 15 of our online engagements near that address are searching for around 223,000. What does that come to? There's buyers in the area through RE/MAX. Okay. And this is what the buyer examples come up with. Okay, and they're going to have those blurred out. Here's my marketing plan. This is how we're going to do it on social. And I want to thank you very much. Okay, this is a big decision. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to assist. Let's discuss the next steps. Huge. Because now they could say, okay, let's get started. Or I need more time. So let's click on I need more time. They're going to send you a feedback. Thank you for your feedback. I'd love to better understand what your concerns are regarding your timing. Hoping to list for more, competitive market, time it will take to sell, meeting with other agents or other. And then they can do that and actually submit it back to us. Let's get started. I'll be in touch with the next steps. And now you get an alert that they're ready to list. Once you send this to them, though, everything, they can preview this on their own terms. So if you send this to them on a Wednesday and you're going on a Saturday, this will give them some time to do some research on you, about us, and how we're presenting ourselves. All right, so now once we're finished here, we're going to present and share. It's okay if you don't email it either. You can bring it with you and pull it up on your screen because you can actually download this. To the right, before you actually send off your copy, you can add and save a client so that their name comes up on it. You can add the listing agreement link, okay, which we have done, Dylan, okay, so that they have an idea of what we had it pre-filled for the number that this system generated. Okay. So you can upload it from a PDF. So when you're in your contract, whether you use zip forms or dot loop, you can just go in and then just upload it as a PDF so they can review everything that that contract says. You can add your net to seller sheet if you have all of that. This here is going to come into a slide then once you've added it all in there. Open presentation. This is what it actually looks like when it comes to them. And then, so you can go through it and see it one time before you. Now, how do I get out of that? There we go. And you can email the presentation. You could download and print it, and you can copy the link. So now I'm copying this to my clipboard. I'm just going to open up my email. We're going to pretend that these are my meeting notes, but we're now just going to paste this in there, and we're going to send it with a little note for them confirming the date and time we're coming, and that this is not a final number. We have not walked through your home yet. Okay, so it kind of just goes through what that looks like. One of the great things that once this here happens and it is saved and you have sent that out, I'm going to go back to MaxTech for a second. You then can go into a section where it will tell you, let me go out of stop share. It will tell you how many times they opened the link, how long they spent on the presentation. It is absolutely amazing that the information that these systems give us. And like we said in the beginning, there is so many. I just realized that the bathroom sign is like showing the computer screen. That we need to really be putting these tools that Remax has really put into for us. Okay. Hi, baby. Okay, I'm going to share another screen with you here for a second. Thank you. Let's go back to here. And I'm going to share. So if you go to your websites, which I love. There is a spot to do a seller valuation. Okay. So make sure you go in and check what your website says, okay? And there's a button there that says, what is my home worth? Check my home valuation. All right, see what your home is worth. Instantly get a detailed home price estimate. See what your neighbors are selling their home for, and you're going to put, and then they enter in their address. To keep this all consistent, I'm going to go in and put in that South Centerville house that we just did this research on, and it comes up that it's averaging between 214 and 230. This is an independent pricing estimate based on models that are, thank you, statistical models that are available data from an estimate of the market value. Estimates are not local experts, and they do not walk through your home or the home in your market to verify this data for accounts for conditions. I do. Ask me how I'd price your home in today's market.
That needs highlighted. It's already highlighted.
Well, this is off of our website. We're now onto a different thing here. But what it also does when they click on that, so they have questions, you could go ahead, they can go ahead and reach out to us. This is what it comes up like. And down here, it automatically pulls up your bio that you have in your Max Center and your KVCore. If you have nothing up here in there, nothing is going to come up. When I was going through working on this, I thought, you know what, I'm going to rethink what I want to put in my top 2 lines. People just want to see what the top 2 lines are. So I'm going to redo that to buyers and sellers to grab their attention a little bit more. But that person can now scroll down and see that market activity. But guess what? These reports are blocked. They can't get in to see the buyer interest that we have. It does talk about the rating system that KVCore does for us. It does say the location and what their interests are. Very, very important to have your people in that search engine in KVCore. Again, it will just hurt the office altogether. So I'm going to click this button here and go home back to my website. And the way I got there was if they wanted to sell. We all have websites, so don't think you don't. You do. You just want to get in play. So it was just clicking, what is my home worth? We all have that. They can search for homes in here. There's different resources and your agent profile, my listings, and your testimonies.
I like the background picture.
Thanks. So there's so much more that you can do up through here. One of the other documents that Dylan and I had added was, let me go back to MaxTech. Research, what do we put in here? Listing. Do you remember, Dylan?
Shoot, I can't remember.
Listing machine. So when you have a listing, all the listings are going to come up, what's under contract, but you can also come through here. You can see all of these. You could do a test. There's just so much in here. But one of the things that we did download onto this was, sorry, just so you guys know, that's Dimitri. Just so that you guys know, we had downloaded the listing guide. So I will attach that in the post on a Facebook that gives them the idea of what they need to do prior to listing. So it will talk about cleaning their house, what to do for showings, how to do the mulch, what to look for, all of that before we even walk through the door. Any questions from here? No? Okay, great. Well, at that point, I'm going to say thank you guys so much. I'm going to stop sharing. And if you have any questions, reach out, but we're going to be diving further into this as well. And now I'm going to go to my regular office meeting. So thank you guys for all coming.